Yes, exactly. And also with trauma, perhaps it will never go away. We don't know. Yeah. But what does never go away is who you are, your being, your love, the silence, the foundation of who you are. Cannot, because that's what you are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm really wanting to deepen into that and know that much
Yeah.
more than I currently do.
Yes. So that's it.
Yeah.
And so it will be.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's really what naturally wants to happen. So here it is. That's what you want.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
be clear on that.
Yeah. Because, for all of us, I don't know where you live, but here in America or the Western world, most people have a therapist, and we work with our psychology and trauma, which is very important. There's a place for it. But it's also important not to get totally hooked to it all the way. It's also important, especially spirituality, that we really live in and as the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's delicate not to bypass and simultaneously not to stick to it and then forget your nature. Yeah, yes, it's said we need to face the shadow, but in the shadow is also our beautiful light, who we truly are, and that's often overlooked in the shadow. Right, in the shadow we need to feel everything, blah blah blah. Yes, but also our nature is in the shadow, even though that's the brightness of the luminosity of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I spoke about in other words this morning, is like, what timeline do you want to live in?
Yeah.
Where do you want to put your love and attention? What do you want to have grow? And that's the truth, the love of who you are, the luminosity of being.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to hand over everything to that, even if we don't know how. You don't need to know how. You just have that intention or the willingness, and
Mm-hmm.
then life will take you. And stuff will come up. You don't have to worry about it. And then you either attend to that, or at some point you can say, I don't have really much interest in this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, but I'm going to hang out here. Yeah, but no, I'm going to hang out. But I'm going to hang out here. You take a deep breath. And then more and more you can hang out here in and as your nature. You're not denying this. You just, it's a process of natural detachment. At some point it just doesn't even become interesting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Where we all go through a phase where it grabs us, because it did all our lives. The whole world does that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, oh, it's gone. Doesn't mean you don't care. It's just not interesting anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds great. And I can see that, yeah, a lot of that, a lot of it for me is just habit, a way of being. And I want to develop this other orientation. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily an orientation, but know the truth of who I am more deeply and
Yeah.
live more deeply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And as my teacher says, you come through Nirvana, through Samsara.
Yeah.
So we all have to go through that to land in our Nirvana.